but not necessarily have to keep up with the conversation. But it's like it's just a series of decisions that make a person, and a series of experiences that make a person a person. And so it's just like, why are we why are we trying to change it now that it's on the charts, if that makes sense? So it's like
Yeah.
if like the only way that I would know about a tornado and know what a tornado looks like is because I seen the videos on YouTube. Oh, that's why. That's what had me thinking about that. I forgot tornadoes existed until they showed me a video on
Hmm.
YouTube, and it is tornadoes like sweeping across this town. Like that's so crazy. Like I wouldn't know what to do in that situation. But it's the same feeling, same anxiety people would get in the market because swings is emotionally uncomfortable. But there's a lot of things that's also emotionally uncomfortable. You know, putting a dog down is emotionally uncomfortable.
Well,
Seeing someone that you love go through something is emotionally uncomfortable. But it's like you got to manage your comfort there. You got to manage your comfort there. You just got to manage it over here as well. So what's making it so hard in the markets is because it's money. And then people are trying to put a time limit on when they need their money, but it's not a job. Like things just I don't know. Like it got to a point in my life things just work out. You know, but it's just I think it's because I make the right decisions. Oh, sometimes God just take care of it.
hmm
It all just work out. So I'm just like the best thing I could do about the world is sometimes we've been losing our accounts for the last few weeks, but not really. But at the same time, is this the lesson is I feel like to show the world that you gotta still show up no matter what. You still gotta follow the same habits no matter what. When I'm
hmm
trading, win or lose, I still have to work out at a certain time. I still gotta teach my kid at a certain time. She's homeschooled. The day doesn't
hmm
stop just because this trade did or did not work out in the market. You know what I'm talking about?
Understood.
Just like
Yep.
if you have kids and you at home, you have a bad day at work. Some people it'll stop, but it's a matter of them putting their kid through something because they're hurting. It's almost like they're bullying the kid because they had a bad day, don't have nobody else to take it out on. But it's like I have to understand my perspective, my experience.
hmm
If people have never seen a big giant account flip, then they're not gonna have enough faith to believe to stick to the same routine over and over again, no matter what it takes.
Well, that's
Because
basically what it is all the time. It's basically
yeah,
what it is from what I've seen. So
yeah.
retracements is something I'm going to be working on all week. Just a few quick questions I wanted to get through. How long are you holding trades during the intraday? Because you know that if I enter in catching in a certain number of pips on a four candle, I'll hop out once that candle exhausts and then watch for the retracement or another setup and then re-enter in. So do you hop out with the 4 hour candle exhaustion and potential retracement, or are you holding the trade
Well, it
from
just, and that's the part that depends because, oh, I'll show you this right now. That's the part, it depends because it's like you don't know how long a 4 hour candle gonna last. Like the Bitcoin trade that we were holding, that shit, we've been holding it probably since like Friday, Saturday. And we've had multiple 4 hour candles between Friday and Saturday, right? So the 4 hour, so from Sunday going into today, we for sure had, let me see, let me just go to the chart. This 4 hour chart was this shit right here I was looking at because
you're trading through the weekend. You're using Bitcoin as part of your account flip, right?
I trade everything. I trade everything. It's just a matter of what I pick at that time, like where everything is at the moment. So when I got in Bitcoin, it was just breaking this. It was just breaking this structure right here. And then
Mm-hmm.
this is a low compared to this low, so I took it as a higher low, even though you see how it wicked down here a little bit. I had put that. Let me move this over.
Yep.
Um, my bad.
With
It's just a
Bitcoin, I
problem.
mean, obviously you're not using the same large lot sizes as you would for just say a normal Forex pair because Bitcoin
It's
has a
still the same.
difference.
It's all the same, really, like because it's
Hmm.
not you kind of thinking of it in a matter of the money of you saying how much Bitcoin is or how heavy it is compared and how much it'll weigh compared, I guess. But it's like I don't
I
pay
mean, the
attention to that.
retracement, because it's average true range like gold. It might retrace like, three, four, 500 pips.
Yeah, but it's still the setup that I pay attention to is not necessarily that situation there because we got manipulated earlier. So these are all
Hmm.
4 hour candles. This like three 4 hour candles, and then this one big ass 4 hour candle took out three 4 hour candles. So it's like
Hmm.
but then it's like I got out because it's like when I had looked at it, this candle was really one big giant ass 1 hour candle. And I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is that? That's when I went to the gas station. But then I zoom out, if I get confused, I'll move it from one time frame, like the lower time frame to the higher one because it's like a bird's eye view to me. I'm looking at this high, I'll see this high, but this high, like I see this high here, I see where we are, and I see that potential anticipation. But it's like it's easy hindsight 2020 of this is here now, but this wasn't here. So it's like I had this to deal with on I had this descending wedge, and then this descending wedge. And for a while these descending wedges were holding so where are we on Sunday over here? Okay, so it was holding until it wasn't holding anymore because we really should have like retested here because in a uptrend you technically want to retest above like previous highs. And it's like we've been holding since like really like over here, yeah, over here in this consolidation area. So that's what I was saying with that game plan for Sunday, Monday when walking into the week because at some point people have to hold their trades longer, like in order to get the results that I have. That's the only way that it works because every time that you're entering the market, the hardest thing is going to be entering the market. But if you could let it ride out, and we've been buying Bitcoin since over here, it's fun for people to say, look how far Bitcoin went. But I'm one of those people that want to be in it. I'm not gonna regret much. Like I don't have regrets. The only thing I regret is not being in something or getting blown
Yeah, I mean,
out or something taking off more. You
if
know?
you're starting with like 50 or $100 and you build it up to like 100,000, I mean, even if your trade gets to like 1,000, you can just still take your principal out. You can take that 50 or $100 out and then let it ride.
Yeah, I hear that, but I've gotten crazy results of everything else everyone says to me does not matter. That's what I'm saying. It's the
Hmm.
tornado aspect of they could tell me to go hide in the basement, but if I'm scared and I want to go hide in the closet and the tornado sweep that motherfucking closet up, I'm gone. You know what I'm talking about?
A hurricane will snatch your lace front and toss it across the lake
Look,
front.
and I ain't never been in a hurricane either. That's what I'm saying. I try to stay out of
Uh-huh.
foreign areas. People like, why don't you move to Florida? I can't swim. I don't do water. Oh, why don't you go to Oklahoma? They got illegal weed out there. I don't do tornadoes. You should go to Cali. I don't do wildfires. So it's just like it's that aspect of everyone else. Of course, they're thinking it's logical. It's a logical way, and it's the way that I would trade when I needed the money back then. But I've done plenty of intraday trades that was 50 to whatever, but I've done even better trades, 50 to whatever more often with less of my time being involved. Like I don't have to actively when I flip these accounts, the thing is my time. I don't have to actively be involved in the trade for the trade to go without me.
So
So if I
you're
wake up
using
late.
are you using take profits based upon where price previous was or previous
Well, yeah,
structures?
you would. You can. It would be like if I'm a buyer and I buy at a low, I'm gonna go. My your take profit would be the previous high. But it's like if you uncomfortable holding a 4 hour low, you're not gonna take it to a 4 hour high. You're not gonna do it. It's just your habit not gonna do it. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So it's just like I understand people's logic, but it's just like at the end of the day, if I've done 50 to 100 to 200 and to six figures, seven figures, and I've done it multiple times, then it's hard to get me out of that because it's right. And it's like you can take
Hmm.
profit whenever you don't have to swing. I can take profit whenever I don't have to swing, but it's not necessarily the profit I'm going after. It's the passive income that I'm getting from the market in that scenario, if that makes sense, because my accounts will absolutely run themselves for the most part as long as the market follows the rules. And the rules of an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. So if Bitcoin is in an uptrend and we got a series of higher highs and higher lows down here on the lower time frames, and then you know how we were just talking about the swing, how to swing low. If this is a daily swing low, and we've been buying this since over here, right? But we haven't like always held it right here. But if we were to do daily swing low to daily swing high, people are not comfortable holding that because they're not
Hmm.
even comfortable holding this. It's just a matter of perspective because we're getting manipulated a lot now, but it's just the seasonality of the market. I can't change my process because of the seasonality. It's the same way that people that go to the gym at 5 a.m. is not going to stop going to the gym just because it's raining at 5 a.m. They're just gonna put a coat on, and they still gonna be there. It's that.
Exactly. Are you using, well, I do know you say you don't use stop losses sometimes, but for like your bigger account flips, are you using stop losses to accommodate just for the pullbacks, just so you don't get stopped out?
I have more of like a mental stop because the market will zigzag. It goes back and forth, back and forth. Like this 4 hour chart here, like I'm giving a personal experience on what we were surviving in the market, and this wick right here, let me lock this right here. This wick right here, especially, that almost retested where our original entries were, like what over here area, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like it went under it, like right under the point oh 0.05. We probably had entries down over here then. So we had entries down here, but it's like this is Saturday entry. And even though it retested Saturday, it skipped it. It missed it a little bit. So let me put a horizontal ray right there. So this was Saturday, and I know we had a 5 cent over here, and we had like three 5 cents and a 1 cent over here. And then we pump, 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 pump. Everybody's happy with the pump. We go up to like $450. Market slammed down, everybody depressed. But I add a point oh 0.05 here because higher highs and higher lows, even in consolidation, has to follow in the direction of trend. I'm following the rules of the market. It's not me. It's people uncomfortable because they haven't experienced what I've experienced. But it's
I
like
gotcha.
I
So
used
do you know what to expect, hence the hurricane analogy.
yeah, yeah, it's that. So it's just like if you know the rules and I mean even in a hurricane or tornado, I have some common sense, but it's like people have common sense, but it's like
Yeah,
if I
I
don't
mean
know
the
the
first time,
rules,
yeah,
huh?
first time is pretty, pretty scary, but we have hurricane season in the summer, so hence me knowing how to prepare, my emergency kit, emergency backup power kit, and me choosing to live in a high rise, so every time it comes, I'm like, whatever. But you see everybody running around town with their hair on fire, not literally, but
I would be one of those people.
psychologically.
I would absolutely be one of those people because I'm just like, oh no, like what do we do? Like people tell me Houston, I'm just like, why would I want to live over there? They're always getting hit by hurricanes. That's why I've never moved to Houston.
Well, one of the reasons why I moved to the city was because, I mean, hurricanes are not as bad as they were when I was out living in Seabrook, because Seabrook is like right on the Gulf, and hurricanes are more powerful the closer to water you live. Like in Florida, you'll wake up and find your neighbor's yacht in your front yard. Hence,
Crazy.
why it's one of my best friends has that same experience every year where they're pretty powerful. But that's why housing insurance rates are so high there. But anyway, next question. Now with each Forex pair or cryptocurrency, how do you determine what lot size to use when you're flipping accounts? I noticed that you don't use a big lot size.
We
Like
never
with
got
this
to it
other
yet.
account, I used
We never got to it.
like with this other account, I got margined out, via margin call. So do you
When did
use
you add that big lot?
this was yesterday, so this
Was
was
it like
me.
your first initial lot on your account?
No, this was me just the bigger the account got, the bigger of a lot I would use. So I started out with like
But
a
why would
one,
you it, but why
it went
did
to
you put the
two, then
lot there just
four,
to put
six,
it
10.
there?
Huh?
But did you add the lot just to put it there, or was there a reason behind it?
Well, with each take profit I did, with each take profit I reached, so I started with 100 and I was able to
Mm-hmm.
take that to 825.
Yeah, but you're explaining the profit to me. What's your entry model? That's what I'm asking. What's making you enter, and what's making you put a big lot there? Oh, because my entry model, that's what I'm explaining to you. I'm explaining the entry model. I'm not explaining the account balance. My entry model is what matters the most because that entry model is what's going to take these accounts to six figures plus. And then my entry model is the same as now. It's going to be the exact same as when we get the bigger accounts. Except when I'm throwing 50 lots and 100 lots, people are not going to be able to keep up because mentally they couldn't handle these 4 hour drops here or over here consolidation with the smaller accounts because they're not understanding my entry model. And my entry model, no matter the account size, balance is not going to change. So people got to understand why they're entering in the market. because entering a lot size in the market and you can't explain entry model to me is why you're blowing the account. Because lot
Understood.
size doesn't matter. It's the entry
Mhm.
model that matters.
Absolutely. And I have a number of parameters I use. I'm not a counter trend trader. I like to enter in when the trade is strong on, say, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. I notice that some people may counter trend within that, but if I'm looking to hold the trade, I'm looking to make
Yeah,
sure
but
that
what
there.
is the exact way that you enter? Like I could say I'm gonna enter on a high or low retest of a break of trend line structure. It's my entry model for like setups if I'm going to buy. But then but then it's like it has to retest. It has to be on top of a higher high retest would be a good entry model. I was explaining earlier for Sunday, Monday, I was really skipping on stacking the entries, but I waited until close on Monday so it could turn into Tuesday in the market to enter, but it still got stopped out on really this 1 hour candle. This market, even though it's given a sales setup, I don't believe it's a sales setup, but it's like you gotta understand the entry model overall. You know what I'm talking about? Like what
Mhm.
trend are you in? Why are you entering? The higher highs, the higher lows to break a structure. It has to be you have to be very specific with yourself because I'm not just stacking the stack. I'm very I'm doing it on purpose. I'm intentional with the stack and where I'm stacking it. This should have never came down here because of the rules of an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows. The retest of the uptrend needs to be at previous higher highs, which would be here. It wouldn't be at previous higher lows, which would be here. These are higher lows or equal lows, and it's fine. I see what they did. We probably would have survived, but I didn't want to watch it anymore. That's why I pulled out. I'm like, I don't want to do this because we've already been in it for days. I'm just like, this dumb ass shit. Because how low is it really gonna try to go? Because it goes back to oil. Oil is
So you
set
don't
up
really
to,
know what, so you have a mental stop loss in terms of based upon candle behavior
yeah.
and if it's going to go to where you want it to go, and then you may hop out and re-enter at some point.
I'm less likely to hop out and re-enter because the re-entries are going to be the hardest thing. I just ride the bull. I'm like a bull rider. People
Uh-huh.
go and ride the bull when they drink and shit. Except I don't even like to drink no more. I just ride the bull.
Mhm.
And the bull is the market is gonna go up, down, turn, side to side, twirl, twirl, yeehaw, da 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 da, take off, boom, threw that nigga over there. That's what it did. And then
Mhm.
somebody else get back on it. Look, somebody else got back on the bull. Next victim, take off, dude, turn. Okay, they ride it smooth. They got a slow-mo ride. And then it's like, okay, that was so easy, man. That looked fine. Let me get on too. Okay, you gonna get on too. And that bitch gonna go up, go down, turn, side to side, boom, 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 and then take off. But hopefully you still holding on before it take off, or you're not gonna be on the bull no more. But it's the same
Gotcha.
thing as the bear. It's gonna go the same aspect, but the opposite way.
Mhm. What's the biggest account you've ever flipped in like a day or a week or a month?
It was what was it? It was 2022. I did the what was it? 100. It was $100,000 account on Ethereum. Which broker was that? I think that was Hugo's Way. Yeah, that was Hugo's Way. And then I had did 2 million in like 2 days. I was going crazy, but it was like Ethereum buys. But my entry
Did
model from
two
that
million
day
in
is
two
the exact
days? Oh
same.
wow.
Yeah, from 100,000. I was going crazy on the lot sizes and stuff. But the market was just going straight up. It was just going straight up. No, it had to be 2021 then because 2022 was the bull. So it was, yeah, 2021, that July. But I always have a good July. But it's like I'm not intending on having a good July all the time, but I've never had a losing year or anything. So it's just like, how do I deal with the pressure of trading and shit like that in front of people? My results. The only way that I know about tornadoes is what I see on TV and shit. The only way they get to know that you can turn this account into a big ass account is because I'm doing it. So it's like anybody else's opinions outside of they never flipped a big account doesn't matter to me because my life is still the same. Especially teaching, my livelihood doesn't change. It's been the same teaching, not teaching. But I've gotten so far away from everything. But in trading, everybody has an opinion on a different way, but none of the shit matters to me because I'm doing the best. That's why I don't listen. I have to show y'all the entry
Understood.
model.
So got
And
it.
whether
And then
y'all listen to it or not, based on y'all's preference, is what's going to be the difference, because whether people listen or not, I'm not going to change, because it's like the definition of insanity, but I'm doing it the right way. So when it's not working this way, when it does work the right way, the compound is too fast for people to catch up, because it's not me working anymore. It's not me going to work. It's my assets working for me. But in this case, it's the assets of the leverage side of the market. So if
Mm-hmm.
people want those results, they have to do exactly what I'm saying, or they're not going to get their result. If I'm losing these accounts, or having to break even on some of these accounts, oh, we broke even today. We didn't lose anything. We just broke even today. If people wanted to take 4,500, they could take 4,500, but I'm not taking 4,500, because you're gonna take 4,500 just like the dude last year took 100, 200. I took that bitch to 100,000 in 2 more days. And he can't
Mm-hmm.
catch that shit. It's 12 months later. He can't catch that shit. It's 12 months later. The world can't catch that shit. Niggas still ain't made $100,000 on no trade. And that's just one fucking trade. I trade all the time. I trade all day. I'm always in the market. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm
Mm-hmm.
always in the market. I ride the entirety of the bull tour. I'm not looking at the market all the time. I just didn't feel like dealing with the emotional side of the market. And I have like days where I know I'm not doing it, because if people want it to 4-5, they could take it. But that comes on what it comes to a point of what do you need. So in the signals, you gotta think of it this way: the account challenge only gets flipped one time. If people at any point could take profit when they want, you could take profit whenever you want in the account charts, because a lot of these accounts get up. Some of them, just don't make it because maybe we hold too long and the market is chopping. But if we think about it, even oil has been consolidating from March of 2026 of where price is, and here we are in May 12th. This is all consolidation, so this would be an intraday's best market. This would be a scalper's best market. I'm an intraday swing trader. I'm really just trying to ride it, and I'm trying to catch all the lows. But if these lows, like we got a summary of lows, but these lows is kind of deep. But that's how the market, my habits are holding the trades. My habits is withstanding the storm. My habits is riding the bull, because in order to go from here to here, you got to ride the bull, or it's just a distant memory. That's why we trying to explain
Mm-hmm.
people it's a distant memory. But then, earlier in my career, I kind of used to more get like it would kind of confuse me dealing with so many people with so many different opinions, but I still always had the results. But now those results are so set in stone, it doesn't matter what no one says to me. I get it. I get what everybody wants. Israel. I don't care though. It don't have shit to do with me. Because
Mm-hmm.
you want to learn how I'm trading, and I'm telling you, and people don't want to do it. You have to hold longer. But in order to hold longer, you got to understand your entry model. You got to understand the rules of the market. You got to understand what's in the course. You got to understand the rules of an uptrend. You got to understand the rules of a downtrend. You got to understand the characteristics of a choppy market. You got to understand that the faith I can't teach you. I can only show you my faith and why. Like shit happen in life. You got to have faith that you're going to make it home every single day. You know what I'm talking about? Because you could easily go in a car accident and die and be gone. And that shit not fair. People die every day. It is not fair. But it's just like there's a time and a place for everything, but you still gotta go to work. You still gotta go to the grocery store. You can't avoid getting in a car because you don't want to get in a car accident. All right, look, the way death work, this person didn't get in a car, but we were still gonna take them today. All right, they're gonna be walking, and we still gonna hit them with a fucking car. Ain't that fucking crazy?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I look at things, because it's not just the market, it's actual life. So this is nothing more than me. Like I didn't learn how to drive until I was 21 years old, right? So it's like all these years
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I needed a car really. I would just walk. I would just walk to the gym. I would walk to the grocery store. I lived on my own at 18. So 18 to 21, I still didn't have a car. I'm walking everywhere. I'm taking a bus. I'm taking a train. This is nothing more than my journey to the store and back. This is nothing more than me going to Papado and back to work, and I gotta take the bus and the train. I gotta get off at this stop. Da 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 da. But it's like if I understand the rules of an uptrend, and it's higher highs and higher lows, and I'm getting a series of higher highs and higher lows throughout the trend, and I know I want to enter on every single low higher, like because if it's intraday, you're not gonna get as many pips at once, and you're not gonna know when to get out or when to, the entry is hard again. But it's like if I'm constantly just stacking and letting it ride out, I don't have to stack it. Like we really haven't stacked on that Bitcoin trade until like earlier today, and the shit still did stupid shit. But I'm like, I was just done with it. We probably would have survived it, but I was done with it. I'm like, well, next setup, because I saw oil ready to go. But if we enter in here and stack here and take it here, I'm gonna make way more than somebody just took it from here to here. And then they got confused over here. Then they want to take it from here to here, and maybe they got greedy and want to buy it again. That bitch dumped. They lost half their account. It's the same thing because, like I'm saying, all the account flips I've had, they're big ass account flips. They're really not small account flips by the time that the ball really get rolling. But from the few that worked out, nobody's caught those profits yet. They still haven't. They still haven't. What was it? In February, I did 1,000 to like 45, 50,000 on silver in one Tuesday morning. I didn't know that shit was finna happen. That's the timing.
In
It's the
one
what's
day, Tuesday morning?
yeah, Tuesday morning, bro. And that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here thinking about that. Like, okay, 2021 also, Tuesday, it was, yeah, it fucking Tuesday morning. No, no, no. Yeah, maybe it was a Monday going into a Tuesday, but it was for sure May 12th. Now, it was a Monday. So, May 12th, 2021, I'm sitting at the table, waking up to go to the gym. I'm floating $300,000. That account started with 7,000. I held the trade for 2 weeks. If you can't hold trade for weeks at a time, it's like people see this on the 1 hour chart, but look at this. Look at this a weekly chart. So let's say two of these things. A 2 week chart from here to here, and I've done this flip so many times. That's why I'm just like, I hear what everybody's saying, but I don't care, and y'all just gonna hate me for it, and I'm just gonna log out, and I'm still gonna live my life. My life is the same. Nothing, I have nothing to gain, and I have nothing to lose because God and these markets pay me. I've been stopped teaching for real. I have mentees and stuff like that, but I haven't gone full throttle like I came from. So it's like if we got that aspect here, and then we go down. Okay, that's two candles right there. Oh, that's cool. We can hold two candles. That's easy. Oh, that's two weekly candles. Watch this. All right, boom. Same leg. Okay, there's a couple more candles there now. That's how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, just on this one, but 14 days in
Hmm.
2 weeks. Can you really hold 14 candles? Okay, you can't. Okay, them people over there fell the fuck off. They can't hold 14 candles. Now check this out. It's not just 14 candles, those was 14 days. Let's zoom in a little further, guys. Go down to the 4 hour chart. People want my results, but they don't want what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is correct. I articulate this side is very well. They have to do this. You have to do this no matter what kind of trader you are. Intraday, swing, scalp, the entry model is the same no matter what. Only difference is how long you hold. You can take profit whenever the
And
fuck
at
you
the
want.
end of the day, all the winners are taking the exact same trades. I mean, we as retail traders, and we're not creating necessarily big moves in the markets. Usually these banks and institutional traders are
Exactly.
doing like huge liquidity grabs, manipulation, distribution manipulation. So it's just like you said, you want to make those are the bulls, those are the
They are the
bears. But
ones moving the market. I'm just holding it. I'm not doing nothing.
we as retail traders, we're just riding them.
Yeah, but it takes even a while for them to realize what they're even doing in the market. They don't even know they riding the wave of the main traders. Like they know about smart money trading, but they don't understand the characteristics of smart money trading. It's nothing more than supply and demand because smart money is really just the aspect of going with the bigger trend. No matter if that trend is a buy or a sell. But me personally, if I understand that oil runs this entire global economy, it's an asset. Assets go up. And then I move it down and I look at the dollar and I know the dollar on the higher time frames is showing me a level of a reason to sell off. But over here, that's what I was talking about on this weekly standpoint. It looks like it's going to be a wick, possibly because we're still retesting under this level. My charts don't move because I'm thinking longer term, right? And my bias doesn't change just because of the day, just because of the week. I'm looking at the entire setup. The results will come when it's time, and I'm just okay with it. Like if I need to take something, I just take it. But I don't have a habit of messing with my trades because if I did, I wouldn't get the results that I have because it's like a ripple effect. It's like a matter of I mean it's just a compound. Like if I knew when it was gonna happen, I would have bet more. So when people ask me about lot sizes just depend. You remember? Oh yeah, it was your session last week. We were talking about. Oh, I think I never finished that thought. It was the 70. There was a point in the count challenge. I go from like it was okay. So let's start higher. It was at 45,000, and then at that point, for in like 5 minutes, that bitch dropped to like 17,000, 15,000, 16,000. I almost got margin calls because I added like I added like 40 lots, but it was eight 5 lots. I did it in fives. So but that's 40 lots. And then I added it to the account because I had enough, margin for that. But it's like in that aspect, it was kind of the same as what Bitcoin had just did on if I'm expecting a market to continue going up and it decides to manipulate and the retest comes to the lows instead of the retest to the high, I don't feel any type of way about it. We just get manipulated, but we didn't blow the account at all. We just didn't take profit from the account. It was an absolute break even. But I broke even because I'm just like, I don't know how far it's gonna fall because my plan, I did it to a T. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like
Hmm.
if I understand what the plan was and I hold the plan and it's been the plan for days and everything works out and then it don't, this bitch, you don't know what this shit doing. But it's beyond me because it's like next setup. Let me go find something that's better because it doesn't make any sense as to why we've been holding since over here and now it wants to break the rules. But then I'm looking at bro, and then shit just be falling in my lap. That's what I'm saying. It just be working out sometime. And then I'm looking at oil, and then I'm looking at the characteristics of oil, but this it don't matter the period. The characteristic of oil buys is going to be the same characteristics as Bitcoin buys. It's the same characteristics as GBP USD buys, but it's a matter of the timing. People people will get stopped out even if they don't hold. I used to get stopped out as an intraday trader too, but intraday trading and scalping is just more scary because it's just like a factor of I didn't know the rules, but I didn't know the rules as well as I do now. But that's just an experience level of now on. Oh, I see why I was losing back then because I didn't know the rules. I paid more attention to them over the years, but it took a matter of me sharpening my edge and wanting it to get sharper. So that aspect of that account dropping from 45,000 to like 15, 16, 17,000 in 5 minutes, most people would have just took it at 15, 16, 17,000, right? Because they're like, oh, that was scary. I don't want to lose the rest of my account. But guess what? They wouldn't have fucking made it to 45,000 anyway because they would have been took that shit. People don't understand. I gotta pass up 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 35,000, 40,000, 45,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. They not thinking of that. You not getting to 75,000. Your ass can't get to 2,000, right? And then same aspect. I did the 100,000 to 2 million in 2 days, 2021 that July. Bitches not getting the 2 million. They would have took it at 50,000. They would have took it at 300,000. They would have took it at 500,000. Same thing with the 7,000 to 300,000. They would have took it at 10,000. And there was a week that bitch was at 25,000. And then the week after that, it was only 2 weeks. So I'm talking about that shit in days. Week one was like one of the days was like 200,000. But then it's like it was like a 6x from like from what was it 25,000, so we're going from it was a 10,000 I loaded, $3,000 fee, account at 7,000, go up to 10,000 again, cool, recoup my losses, bitch, jump to 20,000, come back down to 15,000 maybe for a day or an hour or a few hours. You just don't know because the same downtrend you see right here on a daily is the same thing that the 4 hour chart could give you as well. But it's like how do you tell from one red candle on the 4 hour chart versus three red candles coming on the 4 hour chart? You don't know. You have to hold it because you don't know. I don't know. People that say they know and lying, they're full of shit. They don't know. I don't know. And I've been doing this shit for 9 years. And the gift is in
Exactly,
not
exactly.
knowing.
So
Huh?
when you're flipping when you're flipping the accounts, I mean, obviously, I mean, you're stacking. You're not you. I noticed that you don't use a giant lot size. You're stacking trades like one standard upon one standard upon one standard. The more margin you as your margin
Oh,
increases.
yeah. That's
So you're
kind of
not using a
because
giant do you ever use a giant lot size or?
yeah, we just haven't gotten to that point for the signals, but it's a time and a place, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing we're
Mhm.
doing. The giant lot size will still be the same entry model, but it's just a matter of we have to build up that equity. So what people see me doing is I'm building the equity on the accounts. I'm really trying to get the ball rolling, like I'm rolling a snowball and rolling a dirt ball, basically, and I'm rolling it down the hill. And right now, it's just a little tiny little sand and water. But then the more sand and water I pack on it, the bigger the ball get. And then it's like if it's like you know how people talk about 100 acres of land. In my head, it's 100. It's like 100 little lot sizes at the bottom. It's the foundation. If I could catch the foundation of a low and in the uptrend or a downtrend, every low is going to give me a reason to buy. So if the uptrend, if the higher time frame is telling me a reason to buy, then I got, I'm not scared of this market. I could stack 100 entries. I've had thousands of entries running. Like I could float 2,000. I think what in that one account flip I was floating like 2,000 entries, but people don't understand that was hundreds of thousands of pips in order to get to that account size. Hundreds of thousands of pips. So people want
And
me to
what were
say
you
50.
trading?
Crypto, Bitcoin, Pepe, Jasmine, BCH, what was it? XRP. Like I trade, so I don't trade as many crypto pairs as I do Forex pairs, but yeah, it's just crypto. But then crypto tallies up faster than the Forex pairs. But then it's like, look, on Forex, I've done a $30 account into 9,000 on GBP JPY. I think I just showed it on one of the social media accounts. And that was what last year, but it's like it's still the same aspect of a snowball. It's the right entry, the right bias, and then not being afraid of every pullback in the market because I know there's nothing the lower time frames can do to me that the higher time frames can't withstand, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
coming from a point of knowing those rules. And if I don't enter scared, so I'm not gonna enter a trade thinking I'm finna lose until it don't work out. But it's like I'm coming into every situation. This is plan A, this is plan A, this is plan A, and plan B came today on. We've been floating 300 to 400 to $500 the last 2 days, and the shit just decided they want to get close to break even when I leave the house. Oh, we gotta get the fuck out of this. That's plan B. Cut the losses, guys. Everybody probably thinking, well, why didn't we take it at 300, 400, 5? No, bitch, you take it at 3, 4, 500 because it's like beating a dead horse. I've been told y'all can take it where the fuck y'all want to take it. Y'all want me to change how I'm trading because y'all don't want to do the work. I'm doing the market like this because I don't want to do the work. You know what I'm talking about? Like the market gonna work for me. Why I gotta fucking work? That's my perspective. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just like people want to trade lazy, but then even the lazy trading requires hard work and getting the foundation set. We're starting the foundation of these account builds. That's the hard part, if that makes sense. Because it's even
Hmm.
hard for me. Because once I get enough equity, the accounts really float and it's like, it just go. It just decides to go. Like, what is it? We are in, oh yeah, we are in this trade right now. So we should be up in oil right now, at least a few bucks. But it's like if oil decide you want to go from 97 to 130 tonight, people are not gonna catch that, and if they do catch it, they gonna be scared to hold it long because now they're like, oh my god, it went from 97, this bitch is at 110 now. Oh, I missed the entry at 97. They got a habit of missing the entry at 97. They got a habit of missing the entry over here at what is this, 79. They got a habit of missing this entry over here. This year over here, oh my god, what was it, this year right here? Yeah, it was the summertime. Yeah, I did 500 to 500,000 from June to August. But that's what I'm saying. I got particular trades that I could tell you different times in the year of when I've had crazy trades. But my habits don't change. It's just like I know where the spot is because I'm like, this was a low, and then I think we wasn't in no trade where something happened. It was a fundamental event that happened, and then it went on a bull run. But then it's like, okay, that's cool. Everybody could look up the news that happened way back when, but they don't know the characteristics of when to buy something, and they don't see this descending wedge right here, and they don't see a low and a higher low, and then they don't see, and then look, not even don't see if they scared to hold this consolidation. They not getting this. They're not getting this. I'm not changing my habits for people that don't understand that. I get what people want to do, but I'm teaching everybody what it take, right? And then it's like when that account come, the account flip from 100 only happens one time. If they miss that fucking account flip, they're fucked because now it's just regular signals, you know? But it's just like the people that struck gold. You dig and dig and dig and dig until it works. It's no matter what. I don't